Hello! Welcome back to 2064 Read Only Memories. Last time we learned that one of our friends is missing, and this fella broke into our house. We're about to find out what happened. Slow down. Just start from the beginning.
The beginning. Okay, yes, I can do that.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Morgana from Persona 5. I forgot to mention that.
Earlier tonight, Hayden's apartment was assaulted by some persons unknown to me. He seemed frightened, terrified even, and instructed me to escape. I crawled out of a window, and after some deliberation, hurried here. I heard them breaking down the door as I left.
Why would they want Hayden?
He is one of the top researchers at Parallax, but there's no way that alone would be enough to get him kidnapped. I suspect it has to do with me.
Who are you anyway? What do you have to do with it?
Excuse me. I forgot to introduce myself. I've never had the pleasure of doing so before. I am Turing. I know this must sound quite unflattering, but I suppose you could describe me as one of Hayden's experiments. He's currently researching advanced machine intelligence at Parallax. I am a personal side project of his.
Huh.
Exploring true artificial sapience. It's possible that the idea of a sapient machine could scare or tempt an organization into kidnapping him. Either to stop his research, or to take it and use it for themselves.
Tell me more.
A regular ROM has virtual intelligence.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm really coffee today.
They can appear rather smart, even human-seeming when you talk to them. But they're just cleverly programmed to respond to a variety of situations in an organic manner. They aren't in any way self-deterministic. As for myself, much of my code wasn't actually written by Hayden, but rather compiled during my infancy as I learned to interact with the world around me.
Reminds me kind of like a bit of Data from Star Trek. If you've seen Next Generation, I like a lot of my friends ask me if my name has something to do with Star Trek. It doesn't. It's a coincidence. It's a good show though.
But despite my ability to self-modify my code, I am afraid to adapt or develop any further without Hayden's guidance.
That does not seem safe. That seems like a good way to get hacky hacked.
Did he only program me with the illusion of free will?
Oh. How would you know, one way or the other?
How would you? Hayden once told me that his desire to create artificial life stemmed from his need to find out. But I can't say I have any new insight into the question. How can any of us tell that we aren't just puppets dancing to someone else's will?
Why didn't you clean up the glob in the sink? I just realized that the glob is still there. It hasn't been cleaned up. I think we're getting a little too philosophical here.
You're right. I apologize for the tangent.
Yeah, leave that to Ollie Thorne. Why am I your best soap?
I ran an algorithm against every contact in Hayden's address book. Based on the combined deductions of personal profile, directness of connection to Hayden, occupational skill, and probable motive, you were the candidate most likely to both be able and willing to help me.
We are a columnist. What do you mean occupational skill? We re-review things.
And the one least likely to be suspected of doing so.
Okay, that's a good point. I've never looked for a missing person, but I could try.
The numbers don't lie about your investigative skills, but I will admit your total lack of recent successes is worrisome.
We'll see about that.
Don't worry, if Hayden trusted you, I trust you. You're strong-willed and capable. If anything, it's worth trying for Hayden.
Was anyone out for Hayden?
I don't know. I'm not certain who would benefit the most from taking Hayden prisoner. Admittedly, Hayden has become increasingly paranoid as of late, and has warned me to stay alert. But he would never specify anyone I should fear when I asked. It's not as though he has any obvious enemies. There are several multinational corporations that could make use of his engineering skills, but I can't imagine any of them would go as far as snatching him.
Well, then I guess we should get started.
Indeed, time is of the essence. I took the liberty of charging the auto cab fare from here to Hayden's apartment to your personal finance account, and the car has just arrived.
I can totally afford that. Either way. $12.21.
That's strange. Well, the door for our home seems to have already been repaired. I'm certain my audio sensors picked up the sounds of his assailants breaking the lock.
Perhaps the maintenance robot took care of it?
It's possible. Most of the repairs to the building are handled by the automated systems. At best, it means someone is aware there's a situation here. Let's proceed carefully. Oh, a lucky break! It seems my access codes still work. Hayden's door has far better security than yours does.
Just be careful.
Will do.
It doesn't look like there was much of a struggle.
I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off a serious assault. I should have stayed and tried to protect him.
Aren't you programmed against harming humans?
Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor eventually. I could rip your arm off right now if I cared to.
Please don't.
I won't for the same reason you don't go around randomly killing people. The social contract, as a useful construct, is just as apparent to me as it is to you. It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage.
I like this character already. They're neat. Glad we're clear on that one.
Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have and may even have been obligated to come to Hayden's defense. But
What's done is done. We need to focus on finding him.
Excellent point. Let's start searching for clues.
Broken tech. A ROM component and Hayden's headset. He must have been in the middle of working on something. Busted. He must have dropped it in the skirmish. The memory card. Looks like an old high-density memory card. Something in the room might be able to read it. Let's pick it up then. Do we still? We still have those headphones. The home of the standby screen has no melody. Unfortunate.
That's Hayden's computer. Most people just use a hand screen or goggles in conjunction with their ROM, but desktop rigs like this are still more suitable to the intensive programming tasks Hayden needs to perform.
Do you know how to get in? There might be clues.
Unfortunately, no, I don't. And before you ask, I don't think I would be able to break past its security in any reasonable length of time.
Why not? You hacked my door easily enough.
Your door used a much simpler set of algorithms with a much weaker processor. I actually have a bit less free processing power than a regular ROM, despite my powerful CPU. Much of those extra clock cycles are used to maintain my complex personality algorithms. Hayden's computer has enough spare processing power to run counter-intrusion software, if I attempt to slice in. Frankly, even if I did have the power capability, I haven't found hacking to be one of my talents.
Can't you just download the knowledge from MeshNet?
I could, but much in the same way you might learn a task and still have no aptitude for it, I'm not certain I would be able to do the job any better than an experienced computer security expert.
Alright.
The whole reason humans have always been better at breaking into systems than the systems are at keeping them out is because humans have intuition. While computers can only think in straight lines, humans can think sideways and upside down. I lack that ability.
Are you incapable of that kind of creative leap?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but as silly as it sounds, I just don't think I'm very good with computers. I do seem to have some skill with painting, though. Hayden was impressed with some of my pieces, but I'm not sure he has a firm enough grasp of early 20th century abstract expressionism to give me an objective opinion.
Abstract art doesn't seem like something a robot would be good at.
That's true. Machines are best at reproduction, still life, impressionism, photorealism. But I find it more challenging and satisfying to paint what I feel.
Let's get back to searching. I mean, the memory card might be... doesn't fit. No compatible slots. Huh? What's that huh for? Few vintage video game consoles. Hayden was always a fan of old tech. There's a Mega 16, a Dural, and even a Familink. We gain the strength of the temptation we resist. So you'll probably become a rad video game wizard now. The television is looping through some of Hayden's feeds. Tech Banter, Ted's Co. Tips, Augmented Eye. You sync to the TV and listen to the boring news in high definition. There are no buttons on the screen and there's no need to watch TV right now. Oh, we can actually look at things. What could be stored on this? Alright, let's look at the RID. A small plastic ID card with your name, picture, and stats. I have a window. Seriously, you can't get rid of your ID.
Hayden likes the natural light that this apartment affords.
This kind of reminds me of the apartment from the beginning of Prey. The new Prey, not the old one. Like Prey 2016. The old prey was just weird.
This window here is where I escaped from. It is a considerable distance to the ground below.
Are you sturdy enough to survive that kind of fall?
Critical system damage would be unlikely, but I would certainly have damaged my legs beyond repair, so... I took the fire escape.
Of course you did. I have a stack of books.
Oh, I think I see something under those reference books.
Alright, let's That's probably the route to like progress, so let's look at it.
Ah, that device. I find it rather annoying that he prefers to go basic rather than entrust me with his schedule. It is well within my skill set, but he claims he does not want me to begin to feel subservient to him. The memory card slot is empty. It seems to be a match for the memory card you discovered.
Yeah, alright. Let's use the tablet real quick.
We can't use it without the card. Go ahead and insert it.
Ah, okay. Memory card removed from items. Yay, a trophy.
Hayden must have removed the memory card in order to prevent his assailants from easily tracing his connections.
This music is a banger, though.
If only he had kept his information stored with me, he would not have had to resort to such crude measures.
The tablet's calendar says he was supposed to meet with someone named Tomcat today. Ring any digital bells?
Not really. I guess we'll have to go ask. Says here they were going to meet at a club called Stardust, located in the Castro district. I'll mark it on your city map.
Stardust added to the city map.
We can head over there and ask around about this Tomcat character. Perhaps they can shine some light on why Hayden was snatched.
My city map?
Oh, excuse me. I still haven't set up a user account for you in my system. We shouldn't put that off any longer. Once finished, I will have an assortment of new ways to assist you. For example, I'll be able to reroute any call or message that you receive while we're out and about. I just need to ask you a few questions.
Alright.
This is an exciting thing, I promise.
Cool, bring it on.
Welcome to the first-time user setup for your new relationship and organizational manager, running the latest build of Parallax's live intelligence processing system. I'll need to ask you a few questions, and then you can get right to managing your life with your new ROM. If you have any questions, feel free to consult our online FAQ and setup guide, or contact our support department directly. First, could you tell me your preferred name for use in account creation, online communications, and conversational speech?
Alright. Can I... Oh, nice. I can use my keyboard. Nope. Alright.
Do you wish to keep this name?
Yes.
Thank you. I have input your name. Next, could you tell me which pronouns I should use for you in referential and conversational speech? Thank you. I have input your pronouns. Finally, could you tell me your preferred diet for use in restaurant recommendations?
Omnivorous?
Diet set as omnivorous. Are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you for confirming. I have obtained your physical location from GPS and will load local data into my memory as it becomes available. Please review your submitted profile information for accuracy, or restart setup to enter it again. In review. Does that sound right?
Alright.
Thank you. See, that was relatively painless. You should now also be able to access the local map of Neo SF. The meeting with Tomcat isn't until later this evening. Perhaps we should head back to your apartment for now.
Alright. There's
I'm
not much
sure
else
we
to
can
do
find
right now,
some
so...
common ground while getting to know one another better.
Oh, sorry, I spoke over them. That's, my bad.
It will be an efficient use of our time together. Thank you for escorting me here. Let's head back to your home.
This game does not autosave, so please be sure to save frequently. I'm planning on doing that as soon as this timer finishes. Then I'm free from recording for about 15 seconds. Chapter 1. $12:21. Outer sunset.
You know your Crassula ovata isn't doing very well. Have you been overwatering it?
My what?
This jade plant you have on the windowsill here. It's actually a succulent, and since I'm assuming you leave this window open all the time, it should get more than enough water just from the occasional rain blowing in. Speaking of the rain, your decorative plant may be doing poorly, but the mildew in your drywall is flourishing.
Mildew? Time to give the landlord another call.
I have, in fact, already taken the liberty of sending a request to his office. And considering the broken window, broken sink, and the lingering sense of disrepair, I am not confident he has a history of following through. I would suggest confronting him in person, but I have run a mesh search, and the man is a convicted felon for assault and battery with a deadly weapon.
That's, not good.
Perhaps we should bring some sort of a bribe?
Yeah, like what?
I will continue to formulate a stratagem.
My plant's named Wilty. I got it from a friend a couple months ago.
How thoughtful of them! The Crassula ovata, also known as the jade plant, money tree, lucky tree, or friendship tree, is an excellent and easy to care for houseplant. They make beautiful bonsai, are suitable for beginners, and have some cultural significance both in the Far East and America as a token for good financial luck. Most likely an urban legend, but still a nice gift.
Okay, so what do you want me to do about the plant?
I'd like your authorization to have a few tools shipped here. If I replant it into a more suitable pot with sandier soil, it should be thriving again soon. You just have to remember to water it less frequently. Considering the state of your apartment, I'd have figured you'd neglect it rather than drown it. Ironic, since it would be doing better if you had.
Sure, during whatever you want.
Excellent. The supplies should be here soon. I ordered from a place close by to keep the shipping costs down. Oh, one other thing. When I was doing the research on how to best take care of the Crassula ovata, I stumbled upon the persistent belief that talking to plants improves their health.
Well, I mean, we talked to it already, didn't we?
There is scientific evidence that shows there may be something to the notion, but the methodology in the studies was a bit shaky, so it could all be rank superstition. Anyway, I'll have this plant flourishing in no time. If left in direct sunlight, the leaves gain a pretty red tinge to their edges, and it should start flowering in the autumn. It'll really pull the whole room together. You know, once we get the sink fixed. Oh, it's almost the time Hayden had scheduled to meet with Tomcat.
Alright.
We should make our way to Stardust soon. Your city map is updated with the location.
Alright. Let's go, I guess. Have home. Stardust Club, let's go.
Well, this looks like the place, assuming the flashing neon signs are telling the truth. From the sounds of the music, things are already underway at Stardust, even so early. Hopefully we can find Tomcat inside. And some answers.
Alright. Timer's going off in a couple minutes. Oh, I get to name the save. I don't have. Just gonna name it save LOL. There we are. Alright, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good day.